Hello there, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and welcome to your Path of True Love reading for December 2019. I'm still in December, November still, which is why I think I'm going to just start calling my readings timeless, because the more I do this, I mean, I've been reading cards since I'm 12 years old. I'm 51. But the more I'm doing them, like so many in one day, taking private clients and all of this stuff, I've become non-linear as fuck. I am a Pisces moon. So, so let's just call this timeless. All of them reverse and forward, right? When you watch them is when you watch them, and there's guidance and grace because quantum, right? If you're new to my channel, please welcome. I am your reader for the moment, Mark Angelo. Lyons, Mel for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and really, really honored and happy to be a YouTuber. Never thought that was going to happen, but nonetheless, here I am, right? To my subscribers, thank you so much. My subscription numbers have been going up ever since I made the promise that once I hit 1,000 plus subscribers, I would do Drunk Tarot once a month. Now, if you're not familiar with the concept, because it might be just something that is my download, I don't know. But I never drink when I work professionally. It's just not in me. I am a Virgo. I've got honor and ethics up the root chakra through the crown, right? Unfortunately for me. So every now and again, you know, like I'll go to a party, you know, I'll either like working a party, or if I'm just invited to a party and I happen to have a divination system on me, because don't leave home without it. And I have a couple of drinks, people are like, oh, give me a reading. I'm like, no. Not that the clarity goes anywhere. The clarity gets sharper. It's the the filter. It's the inhibitions are gone. The diplomacy flies out the window, and what would have started with, oh my dear, I see you've been through so much. It's just like, oh girl, you're so screwed you can't find your asshole with both hands, right? So, you know, so I thought once a month for the first couple of months we'll give it a shot. So if you are new and have not subscribed yet, please do, because it's a hoot, it's fun, and if everybody gets, it's like, well, the readings are going to be clear, but let's really say for entertainment purposes only, right? Cool. Just a couple other things we need to discuss, and then we'll get into the read, because you have to do this now all the time, apparently. This is a collective reading. I'm reading hundreds of thousands of y'all Pisceans, and I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm even sort of reading myself, and though I wish it wouldn't work out that way, it sort of fucking does. So, you know, please take what resonates. Don't try and make everything fit, and just thumbs down. It's like, it's not your read then this time around. But, you know, if you're triggered, it's your read. That's how it is. That's not to you know, piss in anybody's Cheerios, but if something really hits you in the gut in a reading, it's a message for you. You don't have to like it. Just write it down, you know, take note of it. Often it's those very interactions where we get gutted by something that end up being some great blessings along the way. Trust me, I know. It sucks. You don't have to like the divine plan. You just have to accept there is one. And do your best to fulfill your role, knowing that you don't know what the fuck is going to happen next, which is why you have intuition, not just intellect. Yeah? So please check your other signs. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. These readings I'm shooting for about an hour, because the Path of True Love read is about you. That if other signs are indicated, who cares? They're about aspects of yourself integrating and interacting with others. So this is about your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey through your relationships. And certainly true love isn't all about sexual romantic intimacy, right? Can be in any form whatsoever. So this is sort of like GPS, showing you where you are on the path of true love and what's coming up for the month or timeless, whenever it is that you're watching this. Cool. Downloaded the spread on Thanksgiving a couple of days ago. So it's only 12 cards. It's not a huge spread, but I think you'll like how it lays out, and I'll pop up a picture at the end, as I usually do with more involved spreads, right? Not just quickies, one card from each. Cool. Last thing, please breathe. Please breathe. That when you don't know, when you are in confusion, when you are feeling lonely, when you are feeling frustrated, when you are feeling bored, right? The four things that the ego throws up when it doesn't know and when it's not getting what it wants, to just breathe and be in that experience, and don't judge it, just let it be what it is. Inhaling everything that you need, the chi, the prana, the pure positive source energy, if you want to Abraham Hicks it all over the place, right? The gods, the grace, the guidance, you know, the guts, whatever it is that you're inhaling, known or unknown. And then on the exhale, not just letting go of whatever is ready to go, because that happens too, oxygen, carbon dioxide, but also sending out that grace and that blessing. So the more conscious you are, the more fun it is, I find. And plus, there are so many different breathing patterns and techniques that I've studied throughout my career as a mystic in this life. And some will just get you high for free. So breathe along with me. I already ran my errands. I'm not driving again today. Let's get high on prana. Let's get stoned on chi. Stun chi. Ready? Breathe, my mer people. Mer. And here we go. Oh, my collective pantheons, they're all laughing. My pantheons, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Yeah, I'm glad to be back too. Please, one card in clarity. Oh, all the cards, the decks I'm reading are in the description box below. Go read my description box. I chock it full of good info, links. My books are in there, videos that I did, on-demand shit's on there. Go look. My collective pantheons, please, one card, one Caroline Mace archetype card to represent the dominant soul power to be alchemized from lead to gold in this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign path of true love read, timeless but focused for now on December 2019. Please, one card in clarity. Here it is. Are you ready? If you're unfamiliar with archetypes, they are neutral, meaning that there is a balance of lead and gold. Just where are you on that balance? The bully. All right, now immediately you'll be like, oh, the bully, no bullying. Right? There have been bullies on planet Earth since Og hit Grog with a club on the head to steal fire, or his significant other. Who knows how that played itself out, right? There have always been bullies on the planet. David and Goliath, and I mean Old Testament, not just the weird animated claymation series from the 70s and 80s, which creeped me the fuck out as a kid. Gee, Davey. There have always been bullies on the planet. So if you're a bully, why in the world are you watching readings on YouTube, right? So let's put that to the side, the idea that you are a full-on bully, and rather look at what is the archetypal dynamic here, because as dark and toxic and as evil as the shadow, the lead is, I prefer the language of alchemy, lead to gold, shadow to light, same thing, just metaphor. Lead is toxic, right? 3 more atoms than gold, right? So it's all about the alchemization of the shadow into light, the lead into gold, right? So as horrible and toxic as the lead is, you gotta get the lead out, is as brilliant and bright as the gold is. Cool, cool. So this is all to help you. Everything's here to help you inside and out, to help you grow and become the best that you can be on a soul level, right? So that this constant incarnation over and over and over again, it gets easier each time, it gets better each time, but like any video game, more challenging each time too, right? To keep you interested. So this is sort of like your character that you're going to be playing on the path of true love game, timeless December 2019, right? Here we go. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Now look, here's the thing, that what that is the coward, right? Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So if you're not the one being abusive, then that means that you are dealing with the coward archetype in your life. To look at those who are physically, verbally, psychologically, even spiritually, emotionally abusing you, and really see that they are concealing deep fears, that they are in pain they aren't aware of. And that is the core of narcissism in any way, shape, or form. I've learned so much about the personality disorder of narcissism, and yes, I do believe it can be healed. Psychology says it can be managed if the person's willing, and they're never willing. But it's because it's a soul wound. It's something that the mind alone cannot heal. It's something that the divine can heal, and there's never been something incarnate on planet Earth that cannot eventually be healed, right? So there's great hope and there's great faith. It's a fucking rough journey, though, and the person has to really want to heal or continue to suffer. So get that inside every bully, there is a coward, a terrified child who's had its needs neglected, its emotional needs neglected, its physical needs neglected, mental, spiritual needs neglected. This is all childhood stuff. This is all adolescent stuff, where if those soul wounds do not get healed, we carry them into adulthood and play them out in all of our relationships until eventually let's go David and Goliath. We take that slingshot and hit that fucker right in the third eye. Horrible metaphor, but you get me. So what's the the gold side of the bully archetype? Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Okay, right? Because we can all be intimidating. Intimidation's not, doesn't belong to any one archetype, right? Any of us can be intimidating to somebody and not even know it. So highlights your tendency to intimidate others, right? Let that highlight you. Where am I intimidating other people? Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you, which is probably more the case. If you're watching a reading, and particularly for me, I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm a spiritual counselor. So this is really about letting those inner fears bully you. And of course, this is a Path of True Love reading. Someone that you're dealing with in this situation in the month of December or whenever you're watching this, that you're having to confront the inner fears that bully you, because they are being representatives of it. They're triggering you like crazy. But the more you can pull it out of them and say, oh, they are here to show me what my fears are, where my limitations are, so that I can love what rises. Talk to that own terrified child in me, right? Inner child work. It's like this, the seed of the higher self is the inner child. That innocence of your heart that, of course, has been written on by people in this world. But that's what's in the divine plan. That's what's scripted, all to make you better. And you know that when you come in. You just forget about it once you're here. Very easy to play victim. No, you play healer. You go, it's okay, sweetheart. We'll put boundaries around you. No one's allowed to do that to you again. I get it. But now let's clean up our part. I love you. Tell me what you're afraid of. And it takes a while for that child to trust you, because so many people have said, I love you and you can trust me, and then have done horrible things, right? So it's like, it's okay, honey. You teach me how to love you. You teach me how to gain your trust. I'm here. I love you, and you can feel anything, but we're not going to act on it, right? We're not going to let that pain, that lead, that fear control us anymore. Because these fears, these unhealed wounds are like demons that possess us. We are not our wounds. Not bad to start with, huh? Now guess what? We're going to clarify that card with the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Baby, that's where it's at. Still divided into 2 decks. I still have not integrated them. The Problem Suit, the Womp Womp cards, right? The Luck, the Healing, and the Gray Suit, and the other, so that we can look at the lead down here and the gold in this one, using both of these decks. Cool, cool. From the Masters. Right, we're starting with lead. Please breathe. My Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the Path of True Love for December-ish 2019, timeless, whatever. Please clarify the lead, this shadow. What is connected to this shadow attribute, this lead, and this bully archetype for this Piscean? Watching this vid. Well, lack of self-worth. Lack of self-worth. Now look, whether that's in you, I mean, who doesn't struggle with that, right? Look, I've met fashion models. I mean, ones that really like walked every runway at New York Fashion Week, right? And they're still, it's in there, right? It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter how many lovers you've had. That's all medication, right? You're trying to medicate that. We all have a lack of self-worth because we have forgotten who we are. We are the hidden children of the gods, which means we inherit their divine parentage. We are divine. We are souls incarnate. Not only have we reincarnated on this planet over and over, many of us have meta-incarnated in this same lifetime over and over and over, like watching a good movie. Like me and Practical Magic. I could watch that fucking movie forever, right? Your blood, my blood, Maria's blood. Boom, right? It's my favorite. Every single time I cry, right? Well, this is the lifetime where a lot of the psychological patterns and a lot of the karmic relationships and a lot of the true love relationships, the twin flames, the soulmates, they all conclude in this one so that we can start in a whole new paradigm, fifth dimensional awareness, right? So, of course, we're going to play this one over and over and over again. I don't know. I asked them how many times have I been Mark Angelo Lyons. They're like, don't ask, but let's say more than 5. I'm like, oh my God, less than 100. They said definitely less than 100. So, right? Okay. Why? So that we can make wiser choices within the quantum web of it all, right? So lack of self-worth. This is what's at the core of every narcissist. Now, if you've identified an overt, a covert, a malevolent, all these different types of narcissists, if you've identified one in your life or perhaps on TV, just saying, in there is this lack of self-worth. It's not that they feel like shit. They feel they are shit, that they have no self-worth. So they have to create this mask, right? Often the mask of a bully. So look, I'm doubting this is you because chances are you're a divine feminine, right? Pisces energy, regardless of the gender of the body that you're in. And you've taken a lot of wounding throughout your life because of that. And sure, you've got your own lessons to work out, but like even the fear of being open with your emotions of how you really feel can be so fucking terrifying, right? Particularly if you've dealt with bully narcissists, which tend, well, you know, even a covert, a shy narcissist can be a bully, right? They do it through neglect. They do it through these subtle things that sort of poke at your sense of self-worth, that you're not worthy, right? They'll make a plan. Oh, sure, yeah, great, I would love to do that. Let's do that. And then it never happens, right? They say, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to call you. I was busy. It's like, right, devaluing. All helping you to feel those feelings and bring them up and heal them because they can't trigger you once what's under the trigger has been healed. That's the path to true love for you in a nutshell. Let's get the gold on this, right? For the light attribute. My masters, please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for December-ish, timeless, 2019. We've got this bully archetype here with the lack of self-worth connected to the shadow, to the lead. Give us a little clue, a tip, a hint, a piece of luck, a piece of healing, or a piece of grace connected to the gold here. Come hither. So there is definitely something in you that, or perhaps even something outside of you, but initiated from within, of course, this intuitive thing of pulling you forward. Come on. Come on. Oh, they just gave me an image. For some reason, it's of a father and a daughter, and she's on her first two-wheeler, right, bicycle, and the training wheels have come off, and rather being behind her, he's standing in front of her going, come on, you could do it. Keep your balance, keep your balance. You've done this before. You've done this before. Come on, I love you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Saying, come hither. True love, come hither. Come into the game. Come into life. Come into your body. Be aware that the fears that are bullying you aren't just your own, Pisceans. You're probably feeling them in the collective as well as the people around you, which are part of the collective as well. Love them. Feel those fears. But if you do the thing that terrifies you the most, your soul will grow. And you will break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring true love to light. That's my favorite spell. I wrote that, but it was totally a ripoff from a Aaron Spelling Charmed tradition. Spell, I forget which one. I can't remember. I'm verbal. I just have a sucky memory. So guess what we're going to do now? We're going to give you a timeline, past, present, future, using Daughters of the Moon Tarot, right? Where you've been, where you are, where you're going, and then we're going to clarify with the Mythic Tarot. So you're getting 6 tarot cards. Yay! A little different every time, right? Always upgrading here at Drawing the Circle. Well, if you saw my pantheons, you'd be like, wow, fuck. Remember that Verizon commercial where all those people used to stand behind the person, right? Mine are all fucking in front of me. They're like all there. It's sort of like ancient Greek theater kind of dealio going on, amphitheater. Hi, guys. So let's do this. Let's ask the goddesses for some clarity. Please breathe. My goddesses, particularly Diana and Circe, since you share the throne of Pisces, for me, please. One card. We're going to do past, present, future. Show me where this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign has been on the path of true love. Right? So our past card. Where are they now on the path of true love? I'm not telling you what they are until they're all on the table. That's really good. Where are they now on the path of true love? Look it off. Oh, okay. And where are they headed on the path of true love? My goddesses, please. Oh, I love you so much. Okay. All right. So, two zodiac cards, two court cards indicated here. But where you've been is the star. Doing your best to follow your guidance, your grace, to keep hope. To keep hope within Pandora's box. RuPaul's Drag Race. To follow your higher vision. Follow the grace, the guidance, the spiritual healing, right? That's the Piscean thing. We're the most spiritual. Because we're the elder, we're the last sign. We've been through it all. We can feel the collective 12th houses, the collective unconscious emotionally. People would say the collective subconscious, but that's not exactly what Carl Jung called it, now did he? Forever young. That really, you've been really doing your best. You're coming from this place of hope, coming from this place of alignment with Source, coming from this place of, really, in my opinion, the most spiritual card in the deck in the sense of something higher, drawing down, right? Like not just drawing down the moon, drawing down the energy of the star, being in alignment with Source. And here's the piece they're giving me for us Pisceans specifically, to be in alignment with your highest virtue through your conduct, to really do your best. That's where you've been. Where you are, we've got the Scorpio cards. Now I'm not doing reversals here. So the Scorpio card, Hecate, the goddess Hecate, goddess of witches, queen of the crossroads, in the underworld here, about really extracting deeper wisdom, that where you are right now, you might be a little hermit mode-y. I know, it's not the card of the hermit, but it is the card of Scorpio, that sort of pulling in, transformation, doing the internal work, the alchemy, like I said before, loving, giving voice to those emotions in a healthy way, boundaried, behind castle wall, right? I live in the underworld. Like, I don't need to cross the river Styx. I've got a teleportation, something going on, speed pass. That's what happens when you take Hades for a patron for the year. And I already had Persephone as a matron for a year or two before that. So I'm very familiar with the underworld, with the interior world and the demons that lurk down there, right? And the shadows that we have to embrace. It's the hero's journey. What hero's journey has ever happened where the hero didn't go into the underworld, into the shadow, face their dark side, Luke, one way or another? So that's where you are right now, and it makes sense for this time of year, at least in the northern hemisphere, right? Where it's cold, it's summertime, it's wintertime, and the living's not so easy. It's fucking cold out there, at least where I am. So, of course, that pulling in, doing the interior work, doing the personal transformation. Love what arises. Please, watch one Matt Kahn video a day. Matt Kahn, All for Love. I'm telling you, the man's a fucking genius. Well, he should, with the amount of mystical experiences he's had. Right? I'm not jealous, though. Bless him. What he's had to go through, I wouldn't want to go through. So, bless his heart. He's wonderful. He's my little brother, but wiser than I am. And what's so interesting is where you're headed is absolutely a card of wisdom, Capricorn. Now, we do have, like I said, two court cards here. So if there are people who either have Scorpio or Capricorn in their charts in some way, or are at least indicative of that 8th house and 10th house energy. Capricorn is slow and steady, wins the race, ruled by Saturn, highest potential being developed. So even if these are not connected to people, this is saying that in the past you have followed your guidance to the best of your ability, and that's all you got to do. Nobody crosses every T, dots every I first time around. Everybody stumbles. Everybody diverts from the path, but you're going to find even those path diversions are part of the divine plan. You can't get it wrong. You can't get the spiritual path wrong. Because remember, you can always come back and meta-incarnate. So by all means, go for it. And this one, particularly by loving what rises, doing the internal scorpionic alchemy, nobody needs to know about it. Scorpio, big time house of secrets, right? 8th house, big time secrets. To do it within yourself. Perhaps you're going to therapy. Perhaps you're looking for counseling. Perhaps you're doing some spiritual transformative work, some way, shape, or form. But that, though it may be slow and steady wins the race, success is guaranteed because it's your highest potential as a soul being developed. It's Saturnian. It's step by step. No one runs up a mountain, right? Remember, Capricorn is the mountain goat. Saturnian, the teacher, the boundary-er, right? The boundary setter, the father of the zodiac, where its opposite sign Cancer is the mother. Cool. Let's get 3 clarifiers for those. So for that card of the star, just so you remember what she looks like, breast, urn, and all. My gods, please, 1 card in clarity for this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising sign. Where have they been on the path of true love? Please clarify. The goddess says, the star, what say you? Strength. So where you've been, like, you've not just been following your path, you've not just been tuning in, you've been finding immense strength for it and sticking to it, right? The Heracles, 12 labors of Heracles, the way he surpassed or succeeded all of his 12 labors were in some form of surrender, bowing, or kneeling, right? So there's a thing there of not allowing the lion, the emotions, to destroy you or others, like when possessed by the deadly sin of wrath. Wrath is the deadly sin of the heart chakra. The graces that heal it are fortitude and literally the grace of emotional healing. So considering that Scorpio card next, it's like you made the commitment. Perhaps you are stepping back from too much interaction with that Scorpio card. That would be obvious for where you are now. But really saying it's like, no, I have to go in and heal. I have to follow my path because I'm not getting what I want on the path, which may be exactly what I need. Don't have to like that, but that I need to have courage to love myself, to heal myself, to follow my path, to follow my guidance and my grace that's happening just for you. Yes, everybody's getting their own, but what's yours, right? Like, what's your guidance, your grace? My gods, please clarify then for this Crone of Cups, Scorpio, Hecate, one of my pantheon since birth. Please. Yeah, I was born a witch. Not into a witch family, but I was born a witch. It's high soul contract for me. It's my mystical side. So please, my gods, 1 card in clarity for this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for December-ish, though timeless. For that, the Hierophant. 2 major arcana cards. Well, 3, counting the star, right? So you're going in for healing. This is Chiron, the wounded healer, process healing, right? That though there is no one healing modality that will work for everybody, we can all be very eclectic if we follow what? The path, right? We follow our guidance and grace, that everything is here to help us heal. Everything is here to help us heal. Thank you, William Shakespeare, iambic pentameter, right? That there is a procedure, there is a process, there is an internal healing. Now, the thing about Chiron, it's a planet, right? And what is it about? The wounded healer, right? So if you are a healer, this is about your own emotional healing. And if you are working with a healer, they're probably a wounded healer, which doesn't mean, well, there's a light and shadow side of the wounded healer. The wounded healer in the shadow just fucking keeps wounding people, right? And though they may consider themselves a healer, they haven't healed their own, healed their own wound. That was a fucking tongue twister. That was a mouthful. But in the light side, the wounded healer is very much using their own healing to help others and helping others heal, right? So huge, great big huge. Great big huge. And of course the card of the Hierophant, we're talking about some sort of divine spiritual power involved in this. And that's, like I said, like regardless of personality disorder or mental illness, whether or not something is cured, anything can be healed, but it's a thing of the soul. The mind can't really heal the mind. Only the soul can, right? Only the spirit can, because that's the realm of miracles. The mind is the realm of limitations and logic and does not compute, right? And the heart is the core of the soul. So love your heart. Let's get a card of clarity for this Capricorn, right? This slow and steady wins the race, the march up the mountain to get to that height. And believe me, this is cliche as fuck because it's true. At the top of every mountain is the foothills of the next. Evolution never stops. There's always a higher truth. There's always a higher potential. So it's not about reaching the top of the mountain. It's about taking the journey with grace and honor and being in alignment with the virtue that you want to be a hero, not a villain. That's the choice we're all making right now, because heroes and villains are so obviously displayed in the world right now, both in TV and movies. Good God, I do love me the Flash. That Grant Gustin, he's something else. They're all married. Stephen Amell, they're all married to women. It's just, I want a hero. I'm holding on for a hero till the morning light. And then we'll see what happens after coffee. Let's look at this Capricorn. Sorry, I digress. You can tell I took a couple of days off. I am recharged. My gods, please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for December-ish 2019. Although it's all timeless because quantum. Please, my gods, clarify this Capricorn card. Where are they going on the path of true love? Well, the King of Swords, Libra. So yet another court card here, but very definitely Libra. I mean, holding the scales. That's what I love about the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burke, and the Daughters of the Moon, Fiona Morgan, is that there's no bones about what sign it is, literally written on the card in word or in symbol. So the King of Swords is definitely about balance, right? Ruled by Venus. That this very well could be the balancing of your mental, emotional field with all this stuff, considering the bully, right? That you're able to do the alchemy, to bring love to that which is inside of you in this Scorpio Hierophant part of where you are right now. That really, the quantum probability here is that though it's slow and steady wins the race, you bring yourself into mental, emotional balance through love. That you love yourself and you get the benefits. I don't know if that's the word. It's really the truth of who we are is love. So it's just love, loving love, which is a little circular for the moment. But that can really even say that you are ready and balanced for healthier relationships because you've leveled up. You've Libra leveled up. Mental, emotional, bringing it up, raising in vibration, coming into balance. Let's get a few more cards here. Let's get one card from the angels here. Overlighting, right? What's the overlighting POV, point of view of the angels in all of this? So please, my angels, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. December-ish, ultimately timeless. Where are they on the path of true love? Please, broad picture, broad strokes, my angels. Body care. So it's all about you taking care of you right now, or bringing somebody in to do that with you, if not for you, because it's still consent. They're doing it with you, with consent. So, you know, what does body care mean to you? I mean, I have to take care of myself. I live alone, except with my cats. I fucking love it. I'm such a Virgo that way. But that doesn't mean I don't have friends over. I'm on scruff. But, you know, it's got to be the right person. And if I do, if I lower the drawbridge and they can cross the into the castle of my life, of my home, of my soul, then the body care part of it, if it is sexual, sensual, is just delightful. And it's a clear, equal exchange. But even if it's meh, it's like, okay, well, that was interesting. Let me go now. Go, blessed be. Clarify that. But also, if it's about yoga, if it's about eating well, if it's about drinking more water, if it's about, you know, going organic, whatever that is for you. And I'm all down with manicure, pedicure, facial massage, right? As a means to healing, that's lovely. But, you know, with all the emotional stuff going on here, that really, you're on the path where you are right now. Huge potential for emotional alchemy led into gold here that makes sure you're supporting the physical, eating right, getting enough rest. Oh, you have no idea how important rest is now. Some of us have been working so hard on the path for so long. Path that you love, healing path, spiritual path. That rest is just essential, that you integrate. Otherwise, it's always chasing the next process, the next thing. I know I'm a Virgo. I can be very goal-oriented. and really rather caustic as a Pisces moon with my own healing process, because I just want to like speed through it to get to the good part. We need the rest. Be with the breath. Love the heart, right? When you don't know what to do, just sit, right? Instead of saying, don't just sit there, do something. It's like, don't just do something, sit there. Breathe. Be in the present moment. Feel what you're feeling. Put your hand on your heart. Sitting in traffic, waiting in line, just put a hand on your heart and breathe. Like plugging your heart into the battery of the healing heart, right? The healing hand and the healing heart. I love you. You don't have to say it out loud, but be with your breath. Breath is free. So is dreaming. Dreaming is free. That's my ringtone. Oh, Debbie Harry, we've never met. I doubt we will in this life. Blessed be Debbie Harry and Blondie. You asked me what's my pleasure, a movie or a measure. I'll have a cup of tea and tell you of my dreamin'. Such a Pisces song. No wonder it's my ringtone. Let's get a whisper of love from the higher selves of all involved. Please, higher selves of all involved. One card in clarity for this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, rising Venus sign on the path of true love. December-ish, but ultimately timeless, 2019. Please, one card in clarity. Where are they on the path of true love? Oh, my higher self, of course, is involved in this. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And that is really true. Particularly this moment, if we're looking at the present, right? The Scorpio with the Hierophant. Appreciate this. And I really cannot effectively put into words the feeling, the depth of the healing that's going on here. You're a Pisces, right? But dealing with this Scorpio energy that's a lot of water, you are not just healing yourself, you're releasing from not just your field, but the collective field of humanity, the pain underneath the bully. You're helping to eradicate bullyism, not by, well, bully shaming. I just heard of that. I think it's the funniest fucking thing ever. It was a Matt Kahn vid I watched the other day. I peed myself. I was just like, bully shaming? What? Right? Is that where we are? Fuck. Right? But clearing from your energy field. Every time you love the child that's been bullied inside of you, even if it's just what's on TV or own fears rising up within you, you are clearing the cause of bullying from the entire collective little by little. Because as one of us heals, we all heal. That's fifth dimensional. So you empathic, sweet, tender hearts, right? Sweet hearts. Oh, that's what I call my inner child. My sweet heart, because the emotional heart is the inner child. Oh, my sweetheart, I love you. It's okay, I'm here. And I ain't gonna let anybody fucking bully you. It's okay if we bully us, we'll work on that. That's lead alchemizing into gold, but no one's gonna mistreat you ever again. That's loving the self. Last card down. I love this deck. We're gonna do one Journey of Love card. Yes, I'm reading it from the book because the poetry, I am not about to memorize every poem connected to these cards. They're wonderful. And I've never had one of these cards pulled in a reading for a client or, one of these YouTube reads or for myself where it just wasn't like that. You just go, oh my God. Breathe. As we started with the collective pantheons, we will end with the collective pantheons. Please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. I love you all so much. Please, one card in clarity. A Journey of Love oracle card for this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, rising Venus sign. Piscean collective for the path of true love. Timeless, but focused somewhat on December 2019. Please, one card in clarity. This one. Oh, I haven't picked this one before. Heart of the moment. Appreciate this moment. Heart of the moment. Okay. 16, card number 16. 1, 6, and 7. The numerology people out there. Just gives me a headache. 16, Heart of the moment. Now, if you're not familiar with this deck, I don't know how brand new it is, but I'm pretty sure it's written by a witch. The words blessed be keep coming up. which you know is our thing. Blessed be. Blessed be. So what it is, it's a description about the card, right? It talks about the card itself, gives an oracular meaning. You'll see what I mean by that. And then a poem, right? And it's about a little less than 2 pages. Here we go. 16, heart of the moment. And notice in here when I read it how many things pop up. I'll try and grab the cards without losing my place. Okay. Breathe. You are entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one, but even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you be a bully? Will you be bullied? Will you be cowardly or courageous? Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now, instead of being afraid or bullied by the unfinished business in your own energy field? Are you going to be bullied by that demon? Or are you going to just be with your own heart? That child, the wounded child. We've got the wounded healer here, Chiron. Will you choose this moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a more long-term decision? This is a time where you can alter your future, stepping into relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine with you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Bullies. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. Oh, that's not manipulative at all, is that, Pisces? That's like, no, I'm going to choose love. I'm going to choose my heart. I'm going to choose to heal. I'm going to choose to back off everybody else. Go into the castle of my soul, pull up the drawbridge, and love what rises. No. This oracle brings you a message. You are in a transition zone in your life and relationships. It is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you are in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or risk to be happy within yourself, no matter what's going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. It's all on here. It's all here. Okay, here's the poem. Love provides the opportunity to express the core essence of our very nature. It touches us at a level of feeling beyond the human norm and renders our beings incapable of a feeling with greater depth or wonder. Love is the fabric of life. It is the substance that holds it all together and the magic that opens the unknown. It is the quality that speaks to our soul, that opens our heart, that excites our spirit and allows us in its presence to become something greater than ourselves, something more than we are alone. Let's put this all in review for you, shall we? And how do we do that? My subscribers, say it with me. Magic clap. Okay, we start you off, my Piscean collectives, with the bully archetype. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. The light attribute highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Connected to that deep fear behind verbal or physical abuse is the lack of self-worth, which makes sense, feeling worthless, less than zero, right? But that light highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. You've got come hither. One of the luck cards in this deck that's saying that the journey is calling you forward, right? And of course you have fears that bully you. Of course you have a little touch of cowardice in there because of a fear of lack of self-worth, but none of that's true. But you are being called forward on the path, perhaps to someone, perhaps someone indicated here in the past, present, future. Now, in the past, we've got the star clarified with strength, that this is the past. This is where you're coming from, a really strong, aligned, spiritual alignment, right? Connected with source, getting guidance, getting grace, doing the best that you can, perhaps even in a transcendent sense that you've already pulled back in the past to gather your strength, to find your courage, to deal with these inner fears that bully you. But now moving into the present moment, perhaps you are still pulled back with that Scorpio card, still in the underworld, best place to be, right? Embracing the shadows, loving what rises, going through the personal transformation, and with that card of the Hierophant particularly indicating a spiritual process, a spiritual healing, particularly that it's Chiron, the Kentor. Kentor is the original spelling with the K, the Greek. The wounded healer. The wounded healer. Just so important where you are right now. And then where you're headed is the Capricorn card with King of Swords. That though it's slow and steady wins the race, though it is hard work, it is walking up a mountain climbing, that it's done with the King of Swords. It's done balanced step by step. It's done in fairness. It's done with loyalty. It's done honorably and with love. Let us not forget, though it is an air sign, Libra is ruled by Venus, 7th house energy, partnerships, marriage, and interestingly enough, the shadow self. What do the angels say all about this is with the body care, that this is healing the body as well as to make sure with all of this emotional stuff going on here with this Scorpio in the present moment, that you're really taking care of yourself physically, that, remember to bathe, right? It seems silly, but remember to clear your energy fields physically through, proper hygiene. Take a 3 salt bath, right? I do a cup of baking soda, cup of sea salt, cup of table salt, any 3 salts that I have, Epsom salt, whatever, cup of each in really, really hot water. I'll throw in some apple cider vinegar if I really want to go for it. Just to anything that I can do to support myself physically, of course, eating right, drinking enough water, and of course getting enough rest. What does the higher self say? Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow into love, and the way I'm laying this out, that is right underneath the Scorpio card and the Hierophant. And then the last card down, the heart of the moment, that, to love yourself, to take this time to step back, to make the one decision that you can make, the life-changing decision, to eventually take the risk. That right in this moment you can choose, you can make a decision to love what rises, to commit yourself to true love, and let all the other characters play their role, that they're all here to help you. They're all here to serve you. As toxic and bullying as their behavior may be, all they're really doing is helping you turn inward, to give yourself the love that only you can give them, so that you can enter into a healthier, happier, wealthier, wiser relationship in general with everybody. But if there is with one person in particular you are looking for, it certainly feels like, though there's no card here screaming romance or sexual context, why not? Why not? What bullies us more, right? What bullies us more than our own fear that we will never find our partners, right? Where if it's written in your heart and it's something that you've really wanted your whole life, it's your intuition saying that it's in the script, but we have to walk the journey, right? We have to take that Capricornian higher path, right? Highest, what is our highest potential? Manifesting our highest potential, and nobody does that overnight. Well, my Piscean collective, that was a really good first read. Yeah, I'm starting with Pisces and working backwards for these, as I said I would. This is really, really lovely. This is a very sweet, I'm glad I have a Pisces moon. I certainly see myself reflected in this. And so by all means, if you need help, reach out. I do spiritual counseling all the time. I'm thinking for the holidays of making a new payment arrangement available, because I'm $100 an hour for a reading or spiritual counseling. It's just, the math is easier and I'm worth it. People pay attention when you charge that kind of money, and there are people who are charging way more than that. But I'm thinking of doing like little half-hour Power 50. I mean, it's still going to be $50 for 30 minutes, but just to kind of get in there, serve people, get out. I don't know if I would do that wholly as a reading anymore, but I would certainly use divination for a spiritual counseling session in that way. So if you're interested, join thecircle@gmail.com, or just, find me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. May the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, really, from my heart to yours, my Mermaidian, Atlantean, the underwater kind. Blessed be, my brothers and sisters, and may we all walk the path of true love with honor, integrity, being the heroes on the path rather than the villains. Cool. And so it is. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed, but for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.